It's the NFL Week 16 BLV Review. What's cracking, bottom line viewers? It's Mitch here with a new microphone and still the best on the mic, even on commentary. Let's rock week number 16 NFL review. I'm doing it live because why not, baby? Why not? We had Christmas. I had no real time. Come on. To go back, watch all the games and all that stuff. We had games on Christmas. We had games on Monday. I got Bleacher Report earlier today. So we're just going, loading that cuff up, bro. We've got off the cuff, okay? Right off the cuff. Basically no notes. Just all from here. All from here. You know how I do. We still got the lower thirds. Don't you worry. I'll make sure that I put the chapters on this video because I know some people get sensitive. And then when I go live, people, where are the, I need the lower third. Okay, so don't get your panties in a bunch like Brock Purdy. Let's have a good show. Let me know how you feel. Let me know how you're doing. Let me know how your Christmas went. Let me know what you got. Let me know what the presents are like. Okay, so Gronk spiked the damn like button. Let's have some fun. What's up, Big Al? What's up, David? Pixel, Kobe. We got the man, Ben. Jeremy in the chat. Awakened in the chat. Mitch Connolly in the chat, who says the title is uncalled for. Brother Mitch, I appreciate your name. It is very fantastic. But one thing I must say about that is, Mitch, it's just facts. You have to put the fact of the matter on the title. When you lose me a bunch of money, you're going to be in the title of my video. I don't care, okay? I do not care. So let's start with the NFL Week 16 and overall what I thought of the week. So it was pretty fun. I'm not going to lie. This is like the best week of the year in terms of you got betting. You got turkey. You got whatever you're eating, bro. Whatever you have for Christmas. You've got fantasy football finals, semifinals. You have fantasy football best ball on Underdog Fantasy, where I'm now in the Rottweiler finals, baby. Rottweiler finals. Top six. Top six. I made it. I made it. Adrian, I did it. We're there. Okay? So I'm in the Rottweiler finals. I made 2 out of my 3 fantasy finals. So I'm excited. I did lose money on the Niners. I won money on the Bills. You got football on Saturday. You got football on Sunday. You got football on Monday. You open presents. You eat pie. You eat whatever you got. It's great stuff. Okay? And I got a new mic. How does the mic sound, guys? How does the mic sound? Let me know how the mic sounds. Check 1, 2, 3. Check. Caesar. 1, 2, 3. Caesar salad. Okay. Let's go with Monday Night Football. The San Francisco 49ers, 6 to 6.5 point favorites at home over the Baltimore Ravens. And Lamar Jackson said, no. No. Not so fast, sir. I'm the real MVP. I'm that guy. I'm him. And Lamar Jackson, 300 total yards, 2 touchdowns. The Baltimore defense, not 1, not 2, not 3, not 4, 5. 5 interceptions, baby. 5 interceptions. Congratulations to the Ravens on, no matter how you slice it, a victory that is impressive. A victory that you have to be proud of. A victory that Ravens fans should be excited about. Now, I want to say a couple things. First of all, if any of you jabronis think that the Ravens won for any other reason than the fact that they got 5 turnovers to 0, you, sir, need to get your head examined. You, sir, need to get checked into rehab. You, sir, you might actually be...
Is this ref on crack?
You might actually be on some crack.
Is this ref on crack?
Okay? So, make sure that you check out what you're doing. But 5 turnovers to 0 turnovers. That's the story of the game. I don't want to hear about anything else. I don't want to hear about how the Ravens, were so much better than the Niners. That's not what happened. That's not what I watched. I watched the Niners outrun the Ravens. That's a fact. I saw the Niners outpass the Ravens. That's a fact. I saw the Niners have more yards per play than the Ravens throughout the entire game. That's a fact. I saw the Niners pretty much play better, except for the turnovers. And that is what happened. It's not that complicated. When you play a good team, these are the 2 best teams in the NFL. When you play the other best team in the NFL, especially when you don't play them very often, you're gonna lose when you turn it over 5 times. And just going off the top of my head, two of them were in the Ravens' red zone. The first one was in the end zone on the first drive of the Niners' offensive game. The other one was the last interception at the end of the game that would have made it a 1-score game near the end. That was Sam Darnold's interception. And 3 other interceptions were on the 49ers side of the field. So, even if you just take away, just think about it this way. The game, despite San Francisco having, let's say, 3 picks in their own territory, if they just would have scored a touchdown on the first pick and scored a touchdown on the last pick, they still would have been out turnover 3-0, and it would have went to overtime. So, that's a different way to think of the game, in my opinion. Now, I'm not making excuses for the 49ers, and I'm not saying the Ravens didn't play well. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is this game was closer than the score. Much closer than the score. Just take those 2 picks at the beginning and the end, and this might have been an overtime game for all of us to enjoy on Christmas. And I would have liked that game. But unfortunately, that's not how it went. Sometimes teams simply have the bounce of the ball. And that's exactly what happened with Baltimore. Now, you have to give Baltimore's defense credit for having their players in the right positions, for covering up the middle of the field, for tipping the football, for getting their hands on the ball, and for making plays on the ball. But I thought that a lot of this was simply Brock Purdy pissing himself like a little child. He pissed himself. The first interception, he doesn't see the safety. He throws it right to Kyle Hamilton. It's hard, Caesar. I don't know about you, bro. It's hard to miss Kyle Hamilton. He's 6'4". It's hard to miss him. And then you've got another interception later in the game where he's running around and he just throws it to the other team, despite the 49ers already being called for a foul that would have nullified the play. So the play wouldn't have even counted. Purdy literally threw the ball to the other team when he had nothing to gain. So that's 2 of his interceptions. Another one of his interceptions was off of a screen pass. And another one of his interceptions, he was hit while he threw. Now, I'm seeing all of these people say, yo, the Niners O-line was bad. Bro, what game are we watching here? I just saw the Ravens send a blitz on every play. I don't know if you guys know anything about football, but when the other team blitzes, it's hard to block more players than you have blocking. That's on the quarterback. You got to make a play. You got to make a throw. When you get the ball out, it has to be in the right spot. You can't throw the ball behind the guy. You can't throw the ball over the head. You can't throw the ball at the feet. When the other team sends 6, unless you have the running back or the tight end in to chip or to block, you're going to get pressure. And most often, you're at least going to mucky up the pocket. You're going to make it difficult for the quarterback to step into the throw, even if he has the back in to block. So yeah, are the Niners is their biggest weakness on offense their offensive line? Sure. But it's not like they were terrible. They had over 400 yards. They had over 400 yards. Guys. And they were moving the ball at the beginning of the game. This wasn't just at the end of the game. This was throughout the game. Okay? So I think that the performance for the Ravens is mostly based on their turnover luck, and it's mostly based on they did what they needed to do to win. They understood they weren't going to beat the Niners by simply rushing 4 and dropping everyone else in the coverage, because eventually Brock Purdy, he would be calm, he'd make a play, they'd be able to run the ball a little bit better, they'd screen it, they'd throw it short, they'd get yards after catch. The Ravens basically said, we know we can't really stop you, so we're going to take our chances and we're going to press the issue. We're going to put the players in the middle of the field and we're going to confuse Purdy enough for hopefully he throws us interceptions, and when we blitz, hopefully we get our hands on the ball. Because, look, the Niners have the best offense in the league. You're not going to stop them all the time simply playing straight up defense. You've got to play aggressive. You've got to force the issue. You've got to make them kind of make mistakes. And I think what the Ravens did effectively was they singled out that if we can beat Brock Purdy, we don't have to worry about Kittle, Debo, Ayuk, McCaffrey, because if we beat Purdy just a few times in the game, we've got Lamar Jackson, we can win this game. And we've seen that all year. I mean, look, this is the real reason Brock Purdy is not the MVP. The real reason Brock Purdy's not the MVP, it's not because he was the Mr. Irrelevant. It's not because that people hate him. It's not because all this, right? It's not because he's not good. Brock Purdy is good. Okay? Brock Purdy is the reason the Niners have lost every game they've played that they've lost. When you really think about what they've done this year, has he played great this year? Absolutely, there's no denying it. I like Brock Purdy. I think he's a top 10 quarterback in the NFL. I think he's a top 8 quarterback in the NFL. But if Brock Purdy is responsible for every game that the Niners have lost, how can you give him MVP? They lost because he had 4 picks. Then they lost. He was terrible against the Browns. That's why they lost to the Browns. He turned it over against the Vikings. And although the defense sucked in that game, he's a big reason they lost to the Vikings. Against the Bengals, although the defense sucked in that game, he threw multiple interceptions. Every game the Niners have lost, I'll get to the Ravens. Don't you worry, I'll get to the Ravens. I've been a little sprinkling on the Ravens. But Brock Purdy, the reason he's not MVP is because every time the Niners have lost, Brock Purdy has turned it over, not once, but multiple times in every single one of the games, including just not playing well in many of those games. So, the Niners lost, and they had no chance to win because they turned it over too many times. Now, when it comes to the Ravens, again, going back to it, great game plan on defense. Clog the middle of the field. You've got Roquan Smith, you've got Kyle Hamilton, you've got Marlon Humphrey, 3 guys that are uniquely suited to play against the 49ers in a way that many defenses do not have, first of all. And you'd throw Patrick Queen in there. I think also just the hybrid nature of their defensive ends and linebackers like Jadeveon Clowney, Kyle Van Noy, and guys like this that are really kind of like linebackers, but they play defensive end. That's also nice to have as well. But the Ravens made plays when the plays were there to be made, and you've got to give them credit for that. On offense, this is where it surprised me. In the first quarter, I was pretty much not surprised by anything that happened. The Niners moved the ball, and then Purdy messed up. On the other side of the ball, I wasn't surprised by Lamar kind of, not being able to find people open, because that's what we've been seeing through the last few weeks, and being suffocated by the pass rush and then the safety and all that stuff. And the ref, I don't know what he was doing. Bro, there's never been a better time to play this sound.
Is this ref on crack?
I mean, come on, bro. You can't trip the quarterback in the end zone. I don't know what you're doing.
Is this ref on crack?
Okay, so I wasn't surprised by the first quarter, but then they started to get Zay Flowers going. They started to get the quick passing game going. And Lamar Jackson's greatest ability, above all else, is his athleticism, his quickness in the pocket, his ability to make the pass rush on the other side not a factor, or at least not as big of a factor as many other games, right? The Niners, their strength on defense is their pass rush. But when you have a Lamar Jackson who slows down time, he can dip, duck, dodge, and avoid defenders. And it's effortless. It's effortless. He waits there. He knows he's going to get pressured. He dodges it effortlessly. Then he makes a play. If there's an incoming blitzer, he just throws it where the blitzer is. Lamar Jackson's athleticism allows football to be very simple. The offensive line can get beat. It doesn't matter. They can blitz. It doesn't matter. The Lamar Jackson's combination of quickness and avoidance and elusiveness in combination with all the dangerous arm angles Lamar can attack you with is just something that is so hard to prepare and to scheme for, right? When you watch, this is why he's MVP. Watch Jalen Hurts, okay? When you watch Jalen Hurts, the Giants simply blitzed him from the right side. All they kept doing was just blitzing him to force him to one side of the field. And when you watch Jalen Hurts, he can't throw the ball on the run very well because his arm is just stationary. He can't function from a multitude of angles throwing the ball accurately and powerful from those angles. He can only throw over the top like this. And he just runs around in circles to avoid the pressure. Lamar can just slip underneath and rip the ball, or he can run for 40 yards. And the run game of the Niners was really effective. And this is where I want to blame Kyle Shanahan, because people don't think I'll do it. But I'm here to say that Kyle Shanahan had a bad game in this game. He had a bad game. It hurts me to even say. It's such a big part of my brand. The Kyle Shanahan stan in me. But Kyle Shanahan did not have his best game. There is no question about it. He didn't have his best game. And why? I just think the game plan was a little bit too aggressive. And I almost think he trusts Brock Purdy too much. Like, I think he's gotten to the point with Brock Purdy where he trusts him more than almost every other quarterback we've ever seen him with. And that's a positive for Brock Purdy. That's a reason why I believe Brock Purdy is good. But in this game, specifically, he trusted Brock too much. Like, everyone knows, and I think Kyle knows as well, that the biggest weakness of the Ravens defense is their run defense. And Shanahan came out and he was ripping it all over the yard, and I wasn't really complaining because they were moving the ball. So, obviously it's in hindsight, but they came out with an extremely pass-heavy script. And then, it almost felt like Brock was playing like there was an MVP trophy on the line. Did anyone else notice that, where it was like Brock was almost like having to prove that he's really good? And he was like trying to make plays that like rather weren't there, or he was trying to force the issue in a game early in the game where he didn't need to. Like early in that game, if instead of one of the interceptions, he just took a sack or threw the ball away, they would have been fine, right? They led the game 5-0. The defense was playing well early in the game. It took a while for the Ravens to find their footing, and a lot of what got them going was Brock Purdy forcing the issue. So part of it is Kyle, I think, was over-aggressive with his pass-heavy script when the Ravens are better against the pass objectively than they are the run. That's statistical evidence. And when you watch them play, I mean, there's a reason Sean McVay on the opening drive of the Rams and Ravens ran the ball 8 straight times. I mean, it was something like 6 to 8 straight times, and they went down the field and they got a field goal, right? That's what the Rams did. If Kyle, they went down the field, they threw the ball, and I understand throwing to get the lead and running it to keep the lead. I get all that stuff. But like, at least some balance. So I feel like if they're going to play again, that is something that's going to drastically change. I think the ability for Kyle to minimize the potential for his team to lose the game is to take the ball out of Purdy's hands more and just be more balanced. And keep them out of those situations where Purdy can make a game-changing mistake and allow him to be comfortable. And I felt like he just allowed Purdy to be put into a tough spot by his play calling early in the game. And that's my opinion on it. I don't necessarily think like it's, it was horrible or anything. It's just, I felt like it could have been done better. It could have been a better game plan. He could have been protected more, and that would have therefore helped his team win the game. If you trust McCaffrey should have got 25 carries in this game. CMC should have got 25 touches in this game. There's no reason why in this specific matchup, McCaffrey shouldn't have gotten the ball 25 times. And that's Kyle's fault. So I think that's part of the reason. Another part of the reason is Purdy was forcing plays that weren't there. All right, when we look at the Ravens, I think what really surprised me was how well their receivers played. The offensive line played really well, I thought, especially in the pass game. I thought they allowed Lamar to have a lot of time in the pocket, and Lamar was able to make plays from there. On top of that, I thought this was one of Zay Flowers' best games. When they needed a play, he often came up with a play rather after the catch or just winning on a route. And I think specifically against the Niners, Zay Flowers is a bit of an issue because of his quickness in comparison to the length of the Niners' corners. That is a matchup that is advantageous for the Ravens. And I didn't quite think that until I saw it, right? OBJ didn't do a lot. Nelson Aguilar came up with some plays. Isaiah Likely had some plays. Even guys unconventionally went out there and made some plays. But Lamar was the centerpiece, right? Didn't turn it over, made big plays with his legs, made big plays with his arm. Really well-played game once they were able to kind of figure out the Niners' offense, settle them down, and then kind of control the game. That series before the half and to end the half where the Niners got the ball right at the start of the second half, the third quarter, and their ability to stop them there, get the ball, and score a touchdown, that was the really big sequence in the game. Because I think the Niners scored right before the half, basically, to make it, a pretty close game. I think the Ravens might have gone down after that and scored a field goal. I can't quite remember. But right after halftime, the Niners got the ball, and they had a chance to take the lead on that possession with a touchdown. Ravens defense got a stop. Ravens were able to go down, score a touchdown. That was the biggest drive of the game. And then they were able to get another turnover and then basically get a 2-score game where it's really hard to come back, especially against the Ravens. So, yeah, I mean, I thought that was a good game overall. I was a little disappointed because of all the turnovers. Obviously, I was cheering for the Niners. I had money on the Niners. It was a bit shocking to watch all the turnovers take place. I never would have thought that would have happened. And I would love to see a rematch, though. I think what this game confirmed to me is these are the two best teams in the NFL. They both have really good coaching on both sides. That's a lot of fun to watch. And there's a lot of great players on both sides. Specifically, that matchup between the Niners offense and the Ravens defense is one that is very fun to watch because, in my opinion, it is the greatest example of modern football on display from one side versus the other, right? All the hybrid defensive players of the Ravens versus all the hybrid playmakers of the Niners, and the multi-dimensional aspect of the offense and the defense of both sides is what's so fun to watch, guys. So for me, I think right now, if I had to predict, I think there will be a rematch. I want there to be a rematch. I don't know, who would win. I think it could go either way. And, maybe the Niners next time get the bounce of the ball. But that played a big factor in the first game. I want to give the Ravens a lot of credit. I want to give the Ravens a lot of love for going into a spot that not a lot of teams this year have been able to do. Go to San Francisco, show up, and play their best game. And that's what the Ravens did. They deserve that love. They deserve that credit. And they won this game. All right, they won this game. Did Brock Purdy piss himself? Abso-damn-lutely. Is the title absolutely a fact? Yes. But the Ravens also played a great game. And Lamar Jackson, I got to say this about Lamar Jackson. Bro, you might be MVP, but I don't really understand why you're going on a soliloquy about Mike Flores. You called him Mike Flores. His real name is Mike Florio. Okay, I tweeted about this after the game. I understand you feel disrespected. I understand that you feel like you need to call out your haters. But really? Really? I mean, again, I'm not trying to downplay the game or the significance. But let's be honest, right? The Niners, as long as they win the next two games, they're the first seed in the NFC. The Ravens, as long as they win the next two games, they're the first seed in the AFC. So this game didn't really matter that much. This was not the Super Bowl. This was not a playoff game. For you to go out of your way to talk about Mike Flores, like, really, bro? Like, I don't know. I like you, Lamar. I'm a big fan. I always have been. I said you're great. I wanted the Patriots to draft you. But, like, do you really have to talk about Mike Florio? Like, who cares? Like, who cares what he said? Who cares who he picked? Like, honestly, it's not the Super Bowl. I can understand if it was the Super Bowl and you won and like you wanted to. Who cares? Like, bro, raise a banner for beating the Niners in Week 16. Like, congratulations. Like, it's an opinion business. Like, the man's just doing his job. Like, he's giving his thoughts. He's giving his pick. Like, that's what he does. Like, he's trying to make money like you and I. Like, who cares? Like, come on. Who cares? So, Lamar, all I'll say is just keep that in the holster. You don't need to unlock it. You don't need to shoot the gun yet. Just put it away. Keep it stored up for later. Because you never know. That might come back to bite you. What if you go on to play the Super Bowl against San Fran and you lose that game? What's Mike Flores going to say now? So, I don't know. I've never seen Tom Brady do that. I never saw Peyton Manning do that. I never saw any of these great quarterbacks. Not even Aaron Rodgers. I don't even know Aaron Rodgers said that. Maybe later in his career on Pat McAfee. But like even the arrogant a-hole, narcissistic dude Aaron Rodgers didn't even say anything. So like I don't know. I didn't get that. I wasn't a fan of that. I'm a fan of Lamar. I think he might be MVP. But to me, I don't know, man. I don't like that. All right. Now, let's talk about Lamar for MVP or what. This is the difficulty with Lamar Jackson being the MVP. His stats. If you're really going to make the MVP a stat award, because that's what I've been told. This is a stat award. This is a stat award. There's a reason Matt Ryan won MVP over Tom Brady in 2016. Volume stats, right? That's what I was told. So if it's a stat award, Josh Allen should win MVP because he has 41 touchdowns. I don't know. Off the top of my head, Lamar has like 27 touchdowns. Josh Allen has 40, 41. If it's a quarterback award and it's a stat award, Josh Allen should win MVP. If it's a team award and it's about winning and it's about being the most valuable, then you've got a great argument for Lamar Jackson. Because like I've discussed, he makes the offensive line better. He makes the receivers better. He is the running scheme. He is the leader. He is the most successful winner right now this year. So if you want to make the who is the most valuable player, it's Lamar or it's Josh Allen, right? And I would lean towards Lamar this year. If you're talking, okay, who's got the best stats, it's Josh Allen. If you're going to open it up to other positions, well, let's see what happens in that Miami-Baltimore game, because if Miami wins, I'm open to Tyreek Hill. If Miami gets the number 1 seed in the AFC, Tyreek Hill becomes a legitimate option again. And obviously, you've got Christian McCaffrey, who's an absolute dog of a human being. Absolute dog. Run, catch, block, play on every play. So, to me, I would be cool with Lamar getting it. I want to say I'd be cool with it. But you've got to frame it in a different fashion than it's simply a stat award. Now, there are some stats that help Lamar, like the combination of passing yards and rushing yards that very few players, if any, have ever done in a single season. You must bring this up in arguments, right? People are not doing this. On the broadcast, on the mainstream media, they need to quote things that actually help the argument. Because then everyone's going to be talking about Tua for MVP, which is absolutely absurd. I'm sorry whoever commented that. Okay? Thank you guys for being in the chat. Don't forget to Gronk spike the damn like button. Let's move on to the next topic. How do you like my new mic? I think it's pretty sexy. I don't know about you. Let me know. All right, where are we at? This is my favorite topic. Where's Ben at? Let the Chief Kingdom burn! Let it burn! Beat the crap out of the Chiefs. Jack Jones said, don't throw an out route on him. And what do? Throw an out route. He told Aaron Rodgers last year, don't throw the out, bro. Don't throw it. Don't throw it. Jack Jones had the best celebration since Chad Johnson when he had the Hall of Fame jacket. Jack Jones had the best celebration since Chad Johnson had the Tiger Woods golf putt. Jack Jones had the best celebration since Chad Johnson took the camera. You know what? Chad Johnson had a lot of good celebrations. Jack Jones, he said, hey kid, you want the ball? No, sir. You can't have the ball. You can't have the ball because you're a Chiefs fan. Nah, shove it. This team sucks. I've been trying to tell Ben this team sucks. He doesn't listen to me, though. The defense is good. The defense played great. I think O'Connell had like one completion in an entire half, which is, I don't know how you win a game when your quarterback completes one pass in like 3 quarters. But, wow. Zamir White, Zeus, put the game away with those runs. Run. Antonio Pierce, round of applause. He's crying after the game. Crying. And absolutely spectacular Antonio Pierce. I mean, man. Talk about defensive coordinating. That's what the Raiders are doing. Shout out. And then you talk about the Chiefs' offense. I don't want to take anything away from the Raiders. They played great. They got 2 back-to-back touchdowns. We got little Patrick pansy-ass Mahomes crying left and right. He's trying to find Kadarius Toney on the sideline because he needs someone to blame. He needs someone to throw right under the bus. Can't find Kadarius Toney. He's trying to find Mecole Hardman. Can't find Mecole Hardman. He's trying to find someone. He's looking up in the press box. He says, oh, Taylor, you're at fault. I mean, since you got here, my tight end sucks. I tried to warn Travis Kelce. Women weaken legs. I mean, Mickey was never wrong about that. Travis Kelce's washed. Slow. Doesn't have any physicality. Can't take a hit. I mean, he has like 2 plays a game where he makes a nice play. Other than that, he is washed. Valdez-Scantling, I don't know. Who?
Who's that?
I never seen him. Who's that? Justin Watson. He's better on special teams. He's converting. I mean, their best play of the game was a fake punt. Their best offensive play was a fake punt. Guys, think about that for a second. You got Clyde Edwards-Helaire, the slowest running back in human history. You got Pacheco running into brick walls. Nobody could block Max Crosby. The man is a madman. Doesn't come off the field. Talk about MVP, Max Crosby. He doesn't leave the field. Not for nothing. He's on the field all the time. All the time. And we got Mahomes. Every play. Bro, relax. Take a chill pill. Stand in the pocket. You can do it. It's okay. You don't have to run around in circles. Every single play. Like, set your feet and throw it. You don't have to run around. And then every time they're saying this guy's exhausted. I wonder why he's exhausted. He's running around in circles. He looks like a chicken with his head cut off. Bro, stop. Set your feet. Throw. It's not that hard. You don't have to run around in circles, throw the ball off your back foot, sideways. I mean, bro. Like, relax. Okay? I don't need to see the camera shot every 3rd play of you, like, this guy is the biggest drama queen in the NFL. He's taking these big, long breaths, like, I don't know if you got to do more cardio. Like, I don't know what's going on. Why are you always out of breath? Like, man, do some wind sprints in the offseason. Why are you always out of breath? You don't got to do it. And then Andy Reid, I mean, what is these plays he's calling? He's throwing the ball. Who's supposed to, on the fumble, who's supposed to throw the ball? Like, who is supposed to throw the ball? He's throwing it backwards to the running back. He's throwing it to the receiver. What is he doing? I don't understand. Somebody page Eric Bieniemy. We need Eric Bieniemy in Kansas City. Hit him up on MySpace, Snapface, wherever you can get him. We need Eric Bieniemy in Kansas City. All right, Matt Nagy ain't it. And then you see Mahomes before the game. Looks like he hasn't slept 1 minute in four days. He's got the biggest bags under his eyes. Like, my goodness, dude. What a team that is, the Kansas City Chiefs. What a team. Putrid. The Raiders. Next. What kind of promise were we promised with the prince that was promised? Can somebody please tell me what this guy is doing? Why is Trevor Lawrence playing? He sucks. He sucks. I don't know. You could say he's hurt. You could say whatever you want. Trevor Lawrence is absolute trash. Why is he out there if he has a concussion? He's making the dumbest decisions I've ever seen. Can't make an accurate pass. Sloppy mechanics. Offensive line for Jacksonville sucks. Receivers, I mean, he figured out, at least in that game later on, CJ Beathard actually understood Calvin Ridley is good. You know, that's the funny thing about Trevor Lawrence. He doesn't understand that Calvin Ridley is good. Like, bro, I could tell you Calvin Ridley is good. Just throw him the ball. It's really not that hard. Is Trevor Lawrence that dumb? I mean, this guy might be the dumbest quarterback in the NFL. You seen this guy play? There's guys wide open. He misses the guy. He doesn't even see him. Is he blind? Does he need to go to Pearl Eye Center, Pearl Vision Center? They have free eye exams. I mean, what is he just missing people? Was he that reliant on Christian Kirk? So we've got system quarterback after system quarterback. We got Pat Mahomes. We got Trevor Lawrence. We got Brock Purdy. They all pissed themselves this week. They all stink. Okay? Absolutely horrible. What is Trevor Lawrence doing? Nobody talks about it either because they're in Duval or wherever the hell that is. Does anyone know where Duval is? Anyone? Anyone ever been to Duval? Nobody talks about this team. Nobody talks about this guy just sucking. Nobody cares. He's been good for like 5 games in his entire career, and he's John Elway, apparently. I've been told he's the 8th best quarterback. I even got trapped in it and ranked him in the top 10. I'm an idiot. I'm an idiot. All right. Next. Baker, the Baker. Yes, sir. He's baking once again. Ben was right. Baker, the commercial maker, is peak. He is peak quarterback play. You want to watch a real quarterback play? Watch Baker Mayfield. Baker Mayfield slinging the rock, dude. The Bucs look good, man. The Bucs look good. Who would have thought? Who would have thought that you get rid of Byron Leftwich and your offense might be good? Not me. I've only been saying it for 3 fucking years. Byron Leftwich sucked. You bring in a new offensive coordinator. Oh, what's a run game? I've never heard of that. We don't have to run the ball on every single first down? I didn't know that was a thing. I didn't know that was allowed. Oh, okay. And then we have a guy named Mike Evans. You know what would be nice with Mike Evans? If he didn't just line up on the left side of the field and you actually moved him in different spots. That would be fantastic. That would be fantastic. Mike Evans, baller supreme. You got Chris Godwin, baller. Even the Palmer kid is a baller. The Bucs make me happy. They beat the crap out of the Prince. They blitzed from every different angle. I must have seen every time I had the game on my second TV over here. I must have looked at this game and then looked at that game, and I saw Trevor Lawrence getting sacked every third play of the game. It was actually impressive how many times he was getting hit. Devin White actually made a play. Congratulations. Levante David is still a beast. Absolute beast. And the Bucs look like an actual real playoff team. They look real. So I want to give love to the Bucs fans. The Bucs fans give love to me. I give love back. The Bucs on their way to the playoffs. They're going to smack Derek Carr across the face. And they're going to walk into the playoffs. And they're going to host a playoff game. Baker, the MVP maker. Next. Lions. The Lions roar in Minnesota, and they pick up a NFC North division crown. They survived this game. I'm not going to lie. It wasn't that impressive. That being said, Jared Goff has struggled against Brian Flores in his career, and Jared Goff did not struggle in this game. I did the commentary for the game. It was a good win by the Lions. Their defense had issues with Nick Mullins, which is not a good thing. You shouldn't be having issues with Nick Mullins. Okay? I just want to put that out there. TJ Hawkinson got hurt. I think Addison got hurt. Justin Jefferson made one of the greatest catches I've ever seen. It was basically the Bills' catch last year, except it was not really as meaningful. It was ridiculous. He jumped over two people. He got span around. He got 3D'd by the Dudley boys through a table, and he still caught the damn ball and got a first down. And the Vikings, you know, they've got good weapons and that stuff, and they got a good O-line, and they can score at home. But Nick Mullins, you shouldn't be allowing Nick Mullins to do that. Now, what I will give credit for the Lions, they ran the ball pretty effectively for the most part. Jahmyr Gibbs is a dog. Jahmyr Gibbs is top 6 running back in the NFL already. Top 5 running back in the NFL. I don't even care. Don't at me. Did you see the juke move he put on that guy? He put him in a different universe. I haven't seen that linebacker since. St. Brown, big game for him, had a great game. Jamison Williams continues to impress me. I think he's getting better and better and better. And, you know, Laporta didn't have a huge game. But I just felt like Jared Goff was really good in the game. Like, he didn't make a lot of mistakes. He knew where to go with the ball. He was very accurate. They were able to run the ball well enough against a good run defense. They were able to control the game well enough. And although it was a bit competitive, you know, it's a divisional game on the road. I get it. I just think, you know, going into the playoffs, and we'll discuss it when we get there, I think the Lions just don't have a good enough defense. But I do think they can potentially win a playoff game. I don't know if they could get past the second round. I'm a little bit worried about their defense, but this was a nice win. It's a great accomplishment to make the playoffs. It's a great accomplishment to win your division for the first time in a long-ass time. So congratulations to the Lions, to Lions fans, and yeah, good performance by Jared Goff. I was impressed by that. All right, next. This is the segment where I talk about a NFL team without actually referring to the NFL team. So here we go. Joe effing Flacco. Not once, not twice, 3 times. 3. Joe Flacco, 300 yards. Joe Flacco, 3 touchdowns. Joe Flacco, comeback player of the year off the couch. How is this guy not comeback player of the year? He came right off the couch, put himself in Cleveland, and he's better than any Cleveland quarterback I've seen in maybe my entire life. I've seen Derek Anderson. I've seen Jason Campbell. I've seen Deshaun Watson. I've seen these bums. Johnny Manziel, Baker Mayfield, Joe Flacco. And then you've got to talk about the playoffs, because I keep bringing it up. You do not want to play Joe Flacco in January. It's not a good idea. January Joe. There's a reason he has that name. It's nonsensical. This man makes no sense. Amari Cooper, 200 and I don't even know how, 240 yards? 2 touchdowns? 41.5 PPR points? Like, what is that? Amari Cooper went nuclear. Absolutely insane. But how is this guy Joe Flacco at 38 years old with his butt off the couch throwing for 340 yards and 3 tutties? What is this? This doesn't make any sense. They didn't even run the ball at all. Their running backs averaged 2 yards a carry each. I checked the stats. They didn't run the ball at all. Joe Flacco literally carried. And they won in a shootout almost. The Texans nearly came back a little bit there near the end. They got some garbage time scores with Davis Mills. The one thing I'll say about the Texans, why is Davis Mills not playing over Case old effer Keenum? Why is Case Keenum playing in 2023? I get it. You want to try to outdo Joe Flacco, old man versus old man. But come on. Davis Mills is probably better than Case Keenum. If they put Davis Mills in the beginning of the game, maybe it would have been a little bit different. But you got to love what the Browns are doing. You got to love what Kevin Stefanski's doing. Is Kevin Stefanski coach of the year, ladies and gentlemen? I think he might be the coach of the year. Joe Flacco, best ball in years. Cooper, best ball in years, right? No Nick Chubb. Tackles are hurt. No name running backs. He's got a defense that's really good, and Jim Schwartz has done his thing, of course, but on the road, they're not quite as good. He's been able to survive that. Injuries. Stefanski deserves a lot of love, man. I think he's done a great job. Gronk spiked the like button for Kevin Stefanski. The Rams. Thursday night football. Christmas week was kicked off. The Rams are real. Yes, sir. I don't have a lot to break down in terms of the game other than the fact that the Saints suck on 4th down. 0 for 3 on 4th down. Derek Carr is the most meaningless quarterback of all time. The guy has the greatest stats you've ever seen in a game where he did absolutely nothing. Absolutely not one single iota of a thing. Not one thing. He had like 330 yards and 3 touchdowns, and they were never close. The game was never actually in jeopardy. He never made a single play. I have never seen a quarterback be that impressive at filling the stat sheet without making a single throw in an entire game. 4th down, he throws the ball out of bounds. 4th down, he throws the ball at the dirt. 4th down, he throws the ball 8 yards short of the 1st down marker. Takes a sack. I mean, put Taysom in. Jeez. Put someone in. This guy is just horrible. And then you've got the defense. Old. Couldn't stop a nosebleed. Matthew Stafford is Matthew Stafford like the 3rd best quarterback in the league right now? That's a real question. Is Matthew, what? Did you see this guy play on Thursday? He's ripping the ball everywhere. Sidearm, overhand, under pressure, in the pocket, out of the pocket. Lasers everywhere. What is with the Stafford and Flacco in 2023 ripping it up? But you love to see it, though. You love to see it. Stafford has been unbelievable the last few weeks. I don't even know what his stats are. Something like 16 touchdowns to 1 pick. Like, what? And you've got a 300-yard passer in this game. You've got a 100-yard running back, Williams. You've got 3 receivers to catch 6+ passes. That is offense. 6+ catches by 3 different receivers. Demarcus Robinson, hello, Chiefs. Cooper Kupp. And, of course, Puka, I can't be tackled, Nakua. 9 receptions, 164 yards, something like that, and a touchdown. And then Williams, 100+ yards. This team's legit. This offense is top 3 or 4 in the league. The defense, really good in situational ball, as evidenced by 0 for 3 on 4th down, multiple sacks in key situations. Not the most talented, not the best defense in the world, but they do have Aaron Donald. They do have a couple good playmakers. Ernest Jones, really good player. But the Lions don't want Stafford to come to town. I'm just warning you Lions fans out there. Don't welcome Matthew Stafford. Tell him to stay away. Don't give him the key to the city back. He's not allowed in there. He's not allowed back. He's got to go to Philadelphia. You got to tell him to go to Philadelphia. You'd much rather play Geno Smith. I'm just telling you that right now. You don't want to play Matthew Stafford. Tell Geno Smith to come back. All right. Miami Dolphins. Miami Dolphins. Miami Dolphins actually beat a good team. Wow. Congratulations. Oh my goodness.
Bruh.
All right.
Wow. I never thought I'd see the day. I never thought I would see the day of the Miami Dolphins beating a good football team. They actually did it. Tua actually did it without falling on his face. He must have took my advice. I didn't see him fall on his face once. He must have did the ladder drills. He must have went over there and done some ladder drills. So congratulations. Tyreek Hill did his thing. Jalen Waddle. Okay, guys. We've got to be serious about Jalen Waddle. This guy gets hurt every single game of his professional career. Have you ever seen Jalen Waddle play every play in an NFL game? I have never seen Jalen Waddle. This guy is routine. He has a different injury every single game. Like, where does he get it? It's a head, and then it's an arm, and then it's his hamstring, then it's his groin, then it's his quad, then it's his ankle, then it's his pussy. I don't know. But, like, what are you doing? Waddle your ass back to the locker room. Raheem Mostert, now he's banged up, but at least he's a soldier. He's an older running back. I get it. He's taking his hits. Mike McDaniel, congrats. It was a pretty good game plan by you, I felt like. Overall, decent job. I felt like the star of the game was Vic Fangio. The star of the game was Vic Fangio. I thought that his blitz package in just occasional, little glimpses here and there, right? He was attacking Dak in the right moments. He was attacking that left tackle position of Tyler Smith without Tyron Smith. And I thought Vic Fangio did a great job with that. And that was a big loss for the Cowboys, guys. Like, the Cowboys not having Tyron Smith and having to move Tyler Smith to left tackle and not having him at left guard, that was a big difference. I think, honestly, that might have been the difference in the game. That was a huge injury. And the Cowboys need Tyron Smith in there to have their most success. Tony Pollard is so frustrating. It looks like he's going to score a touchdown every game, and then somehow he gets stopped at the 1-yard line, and then they never give him the ball again. What the heck is a fullback dive for a fumble at the 1-yard line at the beginning of the game? What is that? What is that? What? CeeDee Lamb, still a baller. Brandon Cooks, still clutch as hell. Defense, though, for the Cowboys. Concerning to me. Concerning that they can't consistently, although they did better in this game than in Buffalo for sure, they can't consistently stop the run. And I didn't think they really got enough pressure on Tua in this game to really make a difference. They did get a lot of situational stops. I think their red zone defense was very good. But in between the 20s, I think it was hard for them to really get off the field, which was a big difference maker. I thought Dak played really well for the most part. You know, it could have been maybe a little bit better, but again, I thought I thought the play calling was not good in this game. I thought this was one of Mike McCarthy's weaker games. Like, the early down script was very confusing. Like, they tried to run the ball a lot, and Miami's good against the run. I thought they should have opened it up more in the passing game. Let Dak get out there and throw the ball quick and, like, get his playmakers in the game and get some more screens going and things like that. Like, I felt like Dak played well, but not amazing, I would say. But he was under a lot of duress. He was under a lot of pressure in this game, I think more than people would think. And I thought the play calling really did him no favors. I didn't think that the scheme for McCarthy was great in that game. So yeah, I mean, it was a good game between two good teams, and that's how I would categorize it. Both teams are good. Neither team is great. I'm not sure I buy either team winning the Super Bowl, but I think both teams can get to the AFC or NFC championship game. I just don't know if either of these teams are able to string together 3 playoff games where they are better than their opponent, right? I think Dallas, they're a little bit too hit and miss and inconsistent, and I think I worry about the Dolphins' offensive line, and I worry about Tua a lot. And then I also worry about their defense at times, like, is a little too soft, a little too predictable in some areas in terms of their coverages, too soft in their zones, in my opinion. I like them to be a little bit more aggressive, a little bit more often. But the Miami Dolphins finally beat a good team. So congratulations. Let's cap it off with this. Why? Can someone please tell me why the Patriots beat the Broncos? Can somebody please tell me why this helps? How does this help? I had to say goodbye to the sweet prince named Drake May. I had to wave farewell to Caleb Williams. Why? You ruined our chances. Now we're going to have to trade up if we really want a quarterback like that. Is Jaden Daniels really that guy? I don't know, man. He looks small. I haven't really scouted him. He concerns me. He looks too frail. He's got to beef the bones up. Eat some turkey, some mashed potatoes, something. I'm concerned. I don't understand why the Patriots decided to win that game. I get it. Russ sucks. The Broncos are trash. I understand. But why are the Broncos making Bailey Zappi look like Lamar Jackson? Look at this guy, Bailey Zappi, running around the pocket, escaping. Oh, he's Lamar Jackson. He's Michael Vick in 05. Bro, Broncos. It's Bailey Zappi. Why are we making him look like Lamar and Michael Vick? I mean, oh my goodness. Are you serious? Are you serious? We got Demario Douglas doing backflip catches. We got Zeke turning the time machine back. We got Bill O'Brien calling an actual good game. Like, Bill O'Brien, put the good plays away. I told you to put the good plays, put them in the damn shelf here, throw it away for next year. If you're going to be back next year, get the good plays back out. Put the good plays away. We're trying to lose. We're trying to lose the damn game. What are you doing? And then defense. Defense, can you stop looking so good? Like, defense, can you stop sacking the quarterback? Can you stop? Christian Barmore, take a lap. Christian Barmore, take a damn lap, pal. Sit down. Why are you sacking the quarterback 3 times in 1 quarter? I do not need that. I don't need that. Sit down. Why? Why is Mac Wilson all of a sudden like Brian Urlacher? Where'd this come from? All of a sudden, Mac Wilson is Ray Lewis. What? What? Why is Miles Bryant actually covering people? If there was one thing I could count on, it was Miles Bryant getting beat by Cortland Sutton. Not even that happened. They almost blew the damn lead. The kicker is selling. Ryland, he can't kick. He's the worst kicker I've ever seen. After the last 2 decades of the Patriots having the best kicking in the NFL, Adam Vinatieri, Steven Gostkowski, Nick Folk, we got friggin' Chad Ryland can't kick. He misses an extra point, and then he kicks a 50-yard field goal for the win. Like, what the F is that? Miss! What are you doing? What are you doing, Patriots? Why? What is this Bill Belichick? Where was this Bill Belichick all year? Why? I don't understand. I'm lost. Someone please tell me what happened. I couldn't even believe it. It doesn't even feel real. Why'd the Patriots win?
You are an absolute dummy.
Bruh.
All right. Gronk spiked the like button. Subscribe. Appreciate everybody tuning in to the live NFL Week 16 review. It's been Mitch. Thank you. Why? Why do the Patriots win a damn game, bro? Come on.